Live from the MC.
Welcome to the Dyckman Podcast, an experience brought to you by a group of friends from New York, NYC, from Dyckman NYC to be specific. This episode is sponsored by Full NYC, Encouraging Confidence. As you can see with our suits on, today is a very special day. Today is a very special guest. I have this guy who not only I met recently, well, a few years ago, but we reconnected recently because he became an entirely different person, and we're going to get to that. But he's also dating my sister. And he don't speak. Let me look at you because he went through the vetting process. He but I'm watching you. Anyways, today we're talking about money. We're talking about credit. We're talking about how to make money. We're talking about how to keep money. We're talking about how to flip money. Today we are talking about money. So all y'all broke ass, this is the episode for you. My boy, introduce yourself. Tell these people what you do and where they can find you.
So, hi, thank you for having me, my brother. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time being in the podcast. And, as a first experience, it wouldn't be best, doing it, with my brother right here. We family
Appreciate
now,
that.
like you said. So,
Appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely,
where can they find you?
So my name is Julio Asuris, as I mentioned, and I have a credit repair company called Sapphire Resolutions. We actually have a website, sapphireresolutions.com, as well as Instagram. You can follow us on Sapphire Resolutions. You know what I'm saying?
And what exactly is it that you do so these people know where to reach out to you, but what are they reaching out to you for?
Okay, I said it right in the name. So it's a credit repair company. So basically a credit repair company, what we do is remove negative items and add positive items, structuring, the different credit factors that add up to your credit report. So your credit report is your adult report card. So, a lot of you guys haven't really...
Slow that down. So your credit report is your adult report card. I remember when I was in middle school, high school, we used to have, what was the PTA meetings? And my parents used to go crazy on me because I wasn't a great student. So my credit is great. My adult report card is A1.
That's actually a good way to put it.
My middle school report card, niggas learn. You feel me?
Yeah.
Keep going.
You know what I'm saying? But imagine if we had parents that actually guided us and be on top of us about our credit reports as much as they were on top of us with our regular report card going to school.
That sounds like the government, but keep going.
So that's where a lot of us lack on this type of information. You know what I'm saying? We go to school to learn all the basic things, but they don't really teach us what is the real money. You know what I'm saying? In the United States, as soon as you're born, we all know that we have a social security card, right? So that's our first credit card. That's what gives us access.
Whoa. Your social security card is your first credit card.
Yes, sir.
That was a gem.
Yeah.
That was a bar. That was a bar. Keep going.
So by the way,
I'm telling you, my man's is ready. Keep going.
To clarify, everything that I speak, I would like for you guys to take the time and look up, what is the Fair Credit Debt Collection Act. Yeah. So that's called the FDCPA, Fair Debt Collection Reporting Act. Yes.
What is that exactly?
That's basically a group of laws that protect us as consumers. You know what I'm saying? And that's, if you search up on Google, it's under the Title 15, section.
My boy knows exactly where to find this shit.
Chapter 15. Chapter 41. So this is so when we speak about consumer laws,
I feel like a Harry Potter book.
This is a whole title that covers a whole base of different regulations that corporations like the United States have to follow. So the United States in the law book is referred as a corporation. Therefore,
the United States is referred to as a corporation, like the whole country?
Exactly. So
the whole country is an LLC? That's crazy.
That's exactly what it is. So a lot of us, we don't know.
I didn't know that.
We don't know that the United States is classified as a corporation.
All right, let me stop. Let
me finish this point. So
go ahead.
So you're not confused. So since the United States is classified as a corporation, then that means that we're actually consumers, because for a corporation to function, there has to be a consumer in place in order to fund, and keep that corporation active, whatever it is, right? So what happens is that we're lied in thinking that we're actually citizens. And when you classify yourself as a citizen, you only have the rights that are given to you. So, for example, if you classify yourself as a citizen of Walmart, because we just said that the United States is a corporation, Walmart is also a corporation. So if you classify yourself as a citizen of Walmart rather than a consumer, somebody that goes and consumes the products that Walmart gives or offers, right? Then you're putting yourself in the same predicament, meaning like essentially you only have the rights that Walmart gives you. So let me clarify that in simple terms.
Wait, hold on. I gotta slow you down, bro. My fault. All right, we gonna get into all that shit, bro. But I want to get into how you got to where you are. Tell me a little bit about how you grew up, where you from, like briefly. Where were you born and raised? Talk to me.
Well, so growing up, I was born and raised in New York City, mainly in the Harlem area, West Side and East Side. And obviously, if everybody that's from Uptown Manhattan, most likely you're part of the Bronx as well. It's only a bridge away.
That's a fact.
So essentially, throughout my life growing up, it's just been going back and forth from the boroughs. I've been having family, in both places. So I've just been up and down. So growing up, I've always been an ambitious kid. Rather than being in the streets, I'll actually be playing video games. And believe it or not, whenever you grow up playing video games rather than just being in the street, you learn more. Meaning
you're reading a lot more.
You're reading a lot more. You're engaging with
your hand-eye coordination. Exactly. Well, I mean, niggas be
that too. So it's like, believe it or not, like people that especially in this age where is technology driven, you have you grow up in that type of environment where you constantly want to go into a computer and either play a game. But even though you're just playing a game, a lot of games require you to have like certain like skills for you to have an advantage over somebody else. So that competitive nature, I've always had it in terms of like competing in anything, whether it's a game or just anything that you gotta win it.
Did that competitive nature transition into what you do now? So I'm assuming it did, because I know that you started your own thing, Sapphire Resolutions, and just based off speaking to you, I know that you're very knowledgeable, very informed. You tapped in, nigga. You tapped in. So I know that you can't be that tapped in if you don't have some type of heart, some type of competitive nature in you.
So, I was just telling you, like, my early steps, coming up. So my early steps coming up, that's what I was explaining. But, growing up in New York, you're exposed to so many things that at an early age that, you could either go two routes. You know what I'm saying? You either gonna adapt to your environment and just prevail and understand that you have to position yourself in situations that are gonna elevate you over time. So I was always a go-getter, you know what I'm saying? Once I started, actually wanting to be outside and understanding that to be outside, literally walking outside in New York City, you always got to spend money. Especially.
And how did? Because I'm trying to transition into where you were from, how you were raised, into what do you do. So, how did spending money wake you up?
So so I remember, my first job was at KFC. And I lasted there for like 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
He probably fed y'all.
I probably did.
And now he feeding your mind.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He fed your stomach.
I'm giving out free chicken before, you know what I'm saying? It was a great experience though, you know what I'm saying? I have a little sister, and I see a lot of younger kids, growing up, and they don't really have that experience right away, meaning like on this, just dive into at least what is money. How hard do you got to work to make $1? You know what I'm saying? A lot of opportunities don't really make you feel like it's worth your time, or they make you feel valuable.
Yeah. So what I heard? You know what I heard recently? That there's somebody that I follow on Instagram. He said that your job is your first business partner.
Exactly.
I'm trading my time, and you are giving me my income.
Yeah,
that is your first. Now, what you do?
Actually,
what you do with your income is what you do with your income. But that is your first business partner.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Actually, I actually follow that person as well. His name is, I believe he goes by Sean Leroy.
Yeah, Sean Leroy. Yeah,
And,
that's my dude. See, my boy tapped in.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying? I gotta, I always gotta be listening to the people.
Shout out Storm Leroy.
Yeah, shout out Storm Leroy.
Bro.
I believe his brand is
Don't worry about it.
Employed Millionaire.
Yeah, Employed Millionaire. Yeah.
And he's a great dude. You know what I'm saying? He gives a lot of valuable information, and that's what I'm here to give you guys. Yeah. Part of that information.
I'm trying to make him the next Storm Leroy. You heard?
Yeah. So
trying to make him Hurricane Leroy. I don't know.
But deeper than that, my biggest focus is that if I'm going to dive in into this type of podcast, I want to give you guys, you know what I'm saying, the bullet points that people that give this type of knowledge leave out in order for you to purchase.
So before we get to the bullet points, because as y'all can see, my man's he just goes off. Like once he goes. So I'm trying to just cater the conversation, direct in a certain way. So tell me again, for everybody that's listening, what exactly are they coming to you for? What are your services?
So my services are basically with a credit repair company.
Yes.
We're able to remove negative items by essentially so let me tell you guys this. Credit repair has 5 credit factors. So these credit factors are payment history has to be 100%.
That's one.
That's one, right? So you have to have less than 3 inquiries.
That's 2.
You also need to have utilization under 9%.
That's 3.
And when you're ready for funding, under 6%.
4. What's the 5th one?
So the 5th one will be no negative remarks. So any late payments, collections, bankruptcies, child support, misspelled personal information. So the only ways legally, because when you're doing credit repair, essentially you're disputing against agencies that were put in place by the government, which is a corporation. So these are private agencies.
All I heard
I'm speaking about Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion.
All I heard was 5 ways that y'all niggas is broke. But keep going.
So understand this.
TransUnion, keep on. I'm joking.
So let's go step by step. There's a lot of information, and I really hope that you guys, just start looking into this stuff, because the sooner you do, the faster you could take control of your financial situation.
Before you dive in, where can they find you?
So you can find me at sapphireresolutions.com. We're up and running already, and this is a conversation that I want to explain to you guys when it comes to Sapphire Resolutions.
Now we diving in.
Yeah. When it comes to Sapphire Resolutions, I've put a system in place where now what happens is that before anything, I do see a lot of people. The first thing they want to ask is how much is it gonna
What a lot of people be doing, Julio? Talk to them. What they be doing?
Just want to know how much is it gonna cost me to essentially change my credit overnight? That doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to credit, it takes people 10 years to get the correct credit factors in order to get access to their own money.
10 years,
I'm talking about getting access to over $100,000 in personal and business funds.
I got my suit on. He getting in his bag. Let's do it.
So what happens is this. So I just want to start actually giving the real information though.
You already started. Keep going.
So this is what it is. So I built a platform already. Generated by artificial intelligence, which we're at this point where there's no laws in place that prevent us from using AI. A lot of people don't know, but this is new intelligence that essentially is automated based on the information that you ask for. So
wait, what do you mean by AI?
Automated intelligence, for example. So I just mentioned that there's laws, right? By in Title 15, USC section 41. So what happens is this, that
yeah, what's up? The AI thing.
So what happens is this. So we study those laws, right? So we study those laws, targeting late remarks or things that you want to remove off your report, and essentially use those laws and plug them into our artificial intelligence system to essentially write out essays and disputes in different formats every time. So it'll give us the same message using these laws that are put in place to protect us as consumers, and it will generate it in a different format every time. Therefore, there's no plagiarism, and the credit bureau system doesn't catch on you essentially using the same format for every client.
So once I do that, right? Once I do everything that you just said, and now I'm in the system, I'm doing what I'm doing. What's the next step in terms of like?
So first step is get access to your credit report. There will be a link below or on the screen, you know what I'm saying, where it will take you directly to creditdyno.com. That is basically a credit score and credit reports provider.
By that, do you mean like the FICO score, or I'm bugging?
So it'll give you access to the 3 main credit bureaus which the banking system uses.
What are the three?
So the way it works is this: you have banks like Chase, banks like Bank of America, and banks like Capital One. I'll just use 3 for example. Not in the correct order because things change.
It's just 3.
When you're applying for banks, you cannot expect the same card to have the same benefits all the time. There's always going to be like new cars coming out, different benefits. So you got to make sure you do that research when you're ready to apply for funding. But that's a conversation for later on. First, I want you guys to understand
he's gonna come back because he got a lot of
control of your own credit and optimize it. So what happens is this. I told you that every section can be optimized, meaning like payment history has to be 100%. So now if you were in a situation where you have a collections account or a late payment, we use the laws that I speak about using consumer laws, right? To essentially challenge these collections and these late payments in a way where we're using the law to basically attack the credit bureaus, right?
Slow that down. So you said you're attacking the credit bureaus. What do you mean by that?
So believe it or not, I'm gonna just ask you guys this. Anybody that has a bill at home, like a bill that you get recurring, every month, right? I would like for you to find me a bill that comes in a negative number. Notice how every bill comes in a positive number.
Hey man, you want to see my phone?
So what happens is this. It's against the law for any. It's against the law.
I don't got a bill with negative, but I know something else is negative. Keep going, my boy.
So
Keep
let
going.
me just tell you this. It's against the law. It's literally against the law for any human being, any natural born person to be indebted. Meaning like, if you understand the law, you understand that it's like literally you can catch lawsuits and sue certain creditors, which are companies that give you access to your own credit. So you can also be a creditor yourself. So the way the law is written is you have to speak in literal terms. A lot of times, like
letter of the law.
So a lot of times they trick us by double meaning. Like we understand certain words with a different slang. That's like, when it comes to law.
That's very true. Very true.
So there's a section when you look at the consumer law book where it tells you that the different definitions that every word that they use when they express the law.
So where are you going with this? What do you really mean?
So what I mean by this is that us as consumers, we can classify ourselves as consumers or as citizens or as a corporation, depending what are we trying to challenge. So literally, you're in a position that you analyze the problem, and now you're challenging it with the law protecting you against what they're what they're targeting you with. So in essence, what I'm saying is this.
What are you saying?
So I'm gonna just give you the sauce for
give them the game.
So there's no one method in order to remove a negative item off your credit report.
Okay.
So there's multiple ways. So meaning that's why I tell you that you cannot just send one dispute. When I say attack, I mean dispute. So you're sending disputes, but rather than just sending a dispute directly with the bureaus, they'll just type in whatever they want.
So what is
as a Sapphire resolution?
What is speaking to the mic? What is a dispute?
So a dispute.
I'm trying to break it down for everybody that's watching that might just have questions.
Yeah. That's why that's a corporation. So what
I'm gonna with the sauce.
Nah, bro. Why you think I'm open? So what I'm gonna do?
I haven't even started, bro.
What I'm gonna do? I want to bring it back a little bit. Can you dive in a little deeper, pause into the Walmart analogy? Because I feel like you kind of like dropped a lot of gems, and I might have moved you forward, but I want to, dive into it. Tell me about Walmart.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I want everybody to somehow look up 15 USC, right? Chapter 41.
My boy
And
coming
this
with
is consumer laws. You know what I'm saying? Everything that's said, that is said on this podcast, you know, you can either hit me up directly at Sapphire Resolutions and I'll clarify this, backed up by actual laws, not written by me. I'm talking about laws placed, you know. It's already been decades. You know, it's just we just don't have access to this type of information. So going back to the Walmart point, we can use any corporation. My whole point is that I want to let you know that under the law, the United States is classified as a corporation. So since Walmart is also a corporation, just like TJ Maxx is a corporation, just like Marshall's is a corporation, right? Why would you classify yourself as a citizen of the United States if the United States is a corporation? We all know that we're consumers of a corporation,
so
right?
Are you saying that a citizen is kind of like an employee?
So when you classify yourself as a citizen, the rights that you have are those only given to you. So when you classify yourself as a consumer, that's when you're in power, right? Because now no corporation could function without a consumer. So essentially, basically the ball is in your park. So now, when you understand consumer laws, and you understand the different, definitions and the actual definitions of certain words under the law, now everything is set up for us to be able to protect us as consumers with any corporation. Therefore, since the United States is a corporation, we are able to protect ourselves as consumers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna just give you this example. A lot of us, we understand that we go to any store, any public store, and as consumers, we just know that they gotta listen. They can't scream at us. We just know that
because they're getting our money.
Yeah,
they're getting our money.
They'll get fired. You know what I'm saying?
You heard?
A lot of us understand.
You heard?
Just
when I say I want honey turkey, I want honey turkey, my man. When I say I want mustard cheese, I want mustard cheese. Don't give me that American shit.
So it's the same
We're not a
way.
corporation, man. Don't give me that corporation cheese. You heard?
Yeah. The same way that you if
fuck
you
out of here. Now I'm tight. Now I'm tight.
So it's like this. The same way you will feel disrespected, in any business that's a corporation, right? You would ask for the manager without you even knowing about these laws, just because you understand that you as a consumer, you're the person that has to be treated, correct. Therefore, somehow you know that you're empowered, right? So it works the same way. The United States is a corporation. There's a set of laws that if we know how to apply it, since there's agencies that were put in place to control the access to our own money. Let me go back to my analogy, letting you know that Social Security is actually your first credit card. So now what that means is that since your Social Security is given to you at birth, that's why the United States operates on debt. So essentially, you're already attached to the Treasury through your Social Security number.
Wait. Slow down. My man's is wild. So you telling us that we attach to the debt that the corporation/country has?
Yes. That's why a lot of us, we say, you get upset.
But I'm already...
You know what's so crazy?
So you're going to tell me that I'm broke and where I live is broke, so everybody broke.
So basically what I'm telling you is this. We all get mad how the United States sends millions and billions of dollars to other companies, right? I mean, to other countries, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
How you guys come up with all of this money?
That's a big fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it's why? Because the United States is the only country in the world that can literally just print out its own money. Therefore, that's why they don't ever have to pay back their debt, because these companies that operate under the dollar system,
my boy
they
Wally
cannot print out more dollars.
Yeah.
The money is printed under US. So this is why
there's a book I'm reading called The Creature from Jekyll Island. Check that out. It's about the Federal Reserve. Keep going.
Exactly. So this is what happens. What happens is that since the United States is the only country that essentially could print its own money, because most of the world operates under the dollar system, we don't have to. They're not worried about paying that money back. They could literally just print more money and get access to more money. So if you think about it, why would you have all your money in cash when you're when I just told you that the United States is operating under a debt system that just prints out more money?
Facts.
So if you're operating your financial situation under the cash value, you understand that every time more money is printed, your dollar becomes less valuable. So
Yo,
essentially, that's why you want to operate under credit.
Yo, bro.
Bars.
I need the ether beat. Thin it, whatever he talks. Thin it. I need that right now.
So now we understand
I
why.
need the ether beat.
So this is when we dive in.
Go ahead.
So this is when
this is your platform, my brother. You on fire. Keep shooting.
So
you know what? One thing that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
That I feel like would bring people's ear in, even though you already tapped in, nigga. You already got niggas' ear. Talk about one of the topics that you sent me was funding.
Now,
how are you?
That's see. This is the.
That's another episode.
Yeah,
that's deeper.
We got it.
So then keep going. We got
to understand. This is by steps. So this is why a lot of people.
Steps. You heard?
You got to understand the different steps.
Step in the name of money.
Step number 1 is getting access to your own money. How you get access to your own money? Optimizing credit. So you optimize the different credit factors in order to access your own money using your credit, your social security number.
So you use your social security number that you're born with to get more money.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So essentially, essentially, like, put it like this. So we all know the term use money to make more money. So if I just told you that your social security card is your first credit card, right?
Yes.
So let's just expand on that topic. So since your social is your first credit card, essentially, what happens is that there's creditors that extend your own credit. So they'll run your social security number and understand that anybody that runs your social security number is already paid, because understand that if you don't ever pay out a debt, that's why a bank doesn't care about giving you access to your own money, because if you don't pay it back, it becomes a write-off.
So anybody that runs your social security number is already paid?
It's already paid.
To the bank?
So what happens is this.
They run your social security number, already paid.
Bro, they already paid. Yeah. Why? Because, like I told you, you're getting access to your own money that's attached to the Federal Reserve that operates on a debt system. So since they operate on a debt system, and you're just affiliating yourself, you're applying with creditors, right? That give you access to your own credit, right?
Yeah.
So they extend that credit through that social security number, meaning like they have these agencies put in place, right?
Yeah.
Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So when I say that they give you access to your own credit, is because of this. All right, so understand this.
They give you access to your own credit. That was insane.
Look,
but
let me explain. Let me elaborate on that.
Go ahead.
So what happens is this. The way that they give you access to your own credit is by putting three agencies in place that essentially house your personal information to essentially grade you on the amount. So great, so let me I gotta restart that because I can't be pausing like that.
All right, cool.
Hold on, sorry, but let me just chime in right now. I know you're talking about the 3 different houses. You're talking about Experian, Equifax, and I forget the third.
TransUnion.
TransUnion. Yeah.
So those are the primary bureaus.
Let's go. So you were talking about the 3 credit bureaus? Can you? What were they? Can span? So
they're the primary bureaus. So understand that there's primary bureaus and there's secondary bureaus that verify information for the primary three bureaus, which are Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. So a lot of people don't know what secondary bureaus are.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Secondary bureaus are like LexisNexis, SageStream, Innovis. There's a lot of them, but these are the main ones. So what happens is that these secondary bureaus that people don't know about, essentially they're in the back end, and the primary bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, try to confirm information that you dispute with the secondary bureaus in order to keep that information on file. So how do we take control of that situation? So, these consumer laws, what happens is that they protect us as consumers. They protect our identity. They protect our information to not be leaked or exposed without our authorization. So, so there's different ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say that there's different methods that you got to try in order to dispute certain items. You know what I'm saying? Certain items take longer to remove off a credit report than other items. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is this.
What happens?
Certain people, use methods as in like opting out of secondary bureaus, meaning like you opt out. They have it. So what happens is that they're already housing your information in the back end without you even authorizing them in the first place. So that's already a violation within themselves.
That's super violation
within itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You never even spoke to these corporations or gave them access to house your information essentially.
That's a fact.
So they have so if you search these companies up, they have to provide you with either a form or some type of opt out option, meaning like you want to stop giving them access. You want to tell them stop collecting and exposing my information with anybody. So what happens is this: you opt out of these secondary bureaus, and they can no longer verify your information with the primary bureaus. So now I mentioned that the only legal ways in order to remove a negative item of your credit report is by having inaccuracies or unverifiable information. Meaning, like if we understand that a certain account can't be verified, whether with internal information or secondary bureaus information, essentially, the bureaus that's keeping this information on file have to remove it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of knowledge and laws that we apply to these disputes that we send out to these bureaus with attacks that essentially apply the law.
Yo, somebody get this man a shot.
To apply the law to essentially just remove those negative items. So that's one method.
He putting people on the game.
So we speaking about secondary bureaus now. Let me explain to you why there's 3 bureaus that essentially are the primary bureaus that everybody knows that essentially house our information. And we have to understand that these bureaus were put in place in order to give us, in order to rate us and tell the banks, which are the creditors, like, is this person trustworthy or not?
I don't trust nobody right now, just on the other side. Just because I'm hearing everything you're saying, and I just have some questions.
Okay.
So is Credit Karma one of those, you know how Credit Karma is a wide known, is it a secondary bureau? Because Credit Karma, that's not important right now. I'm worried about the information.
It's my boy Dave. Keep going.
Okay. So
I'm just asking because Credit Karma is one of the most.
I'm gonna text you. My fault. Ask the question one more time.
Yeah, I'm just asking because Credit Karma is one of the widely known credit services that people know about that they can use to actually check their credit score. So you were talking about secondary bureaus. Now, I'm asking, is Credit Karma considered one of those secondary bureaus?
Right. So what Credit Karma is, Credit Karma just gives you access to your credit reports. You know what I'm saying? They just give you access to your credit reports, which is information that's already on file by the primary 3 bureaus that the banks utilize in order to give you access to your own money. So you will go on Credit Karma and they'll give you access to your TransUnion credit report and your Equifax credit report. So there's different systems also that such as Vantage Score that operate different from another system called FICO Score. So different banks use different systems. This is why you want to understand the different systems, understand how to take control of those systems and optimize the sections that the bank are rating you on. So therefore, you can optimize it in the way that the bank wants to see it. And now they give you access to your own money. So now you take control of your own money rather than just submitting an application with your eyes closed, not understanding the different credit factors that's going to limit you from getting that access that I'm speaking about. So that's pretty much what it is. So what happens is that my company, Sapphire Resolutions.
Finish.
So my company, Sapphire Resolutions, we offer those same credit reports, but essentially fully accurate. You know what I'm saying? And they also give you access to your Experian report. So remember, it's 3. So Credit Karma only gives you 2 of them. So essentially, the company that we utilize is called CreditDyno.com. CreditDyno.com will give you access to your 3 credit reports every single month, just for a short fee of $29.99. Now, if you cannot pay $29.99 to view your credit reports, and I just explained to you that that's how you get access to your own money, then I don't even know what to tell you. Just keep listening and see if you change your mind.
I'm gonna tell you to take this shot because my boy deserves that. Like, yo, bro, this man is a book of information, my bro. That's why I put you on the pod.
Putting on people onto game and I
for real, bro.
Like what you saying, these are all key words and companies that I've heard, but
For sure.
didn't know about. So
Tony, this is somebody that I've had a few shots, a few drinks with, and we just go.
Yo,
talking
bro.
about money all day.
And
I was
this
like,
guy be seeing me in barbecues and parties.
and I was like, how can I
So-
not bring him on the fucking pod?
So
You
hold
feel
on,
me?
hold on. Let me ask you something real quick, because I feel like you have
Go ahead,
so
Dave.
much. You're just surging with information, and you can't wait to get it off, and I appreciate that. But I don't want to go on a tangent right now. But you mentioned Vantage Score and FICO Score,
yes.
and the difference between those two, and the three different what do you call them? Not companies.
The credit
TransUnion.
So the credit reporting agencies.
Yeah.
So credit
them
reporting
three.
agencies are the
Let me just stop you real quick. So the three agencies, and then you have the Vantage and the FICO Score, and those two different things are different factors within those three agencies.
yes.
Correct. And each factor has different, I don't want to say parameters, but that's the word that I want to use, because you're saying a lot of people don't know that sometimes they have something negative in their FICO or negative in their Vantage. And, that's how you take it off, because you're not realizing one is in FICO and one is
So
in
the
Vantage,
first step
right?
is going to creditdino.com, utilizing the link we'll provide on the description below or on the screen. And essentially that membership, that monthly membership, will give you access to your 3 credit reports. And now that's the first step, right? So now you get access to your 3 credit reports. So now you sign up. So look, this is what I want you to do. What I want you to do, the first step to get organized in this, and taking control of your credit situation, is understanding that we have to be organized. So what's the first thing that I ask all my clients to do? Create a brand new email, just for credit. You know what I'm saying? Where any credit application, anything on credit, access to your credit reports, everything is gonna fall under that one email, with nothing else, right? That's gonna throw you off. So when it comes to doing business, and essentially that's all we're doing when we're operating on credit. We're just trading our credit. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, you're getting access to your credit, and you got to utilize that access to money to make more money in a cash flowing way in order to service the debt, rather than just operating in a liability situation where now we have to work in order to fund that debt. So
Keep going, boy. What do you want to talk about next? What do you feel like the people should know that you haven't touched yet?
There's something else. Oh, so you asked about the difference between Vantage and FICO. So the difference is that different banks operate on different systems, right? So the FICO score, mainly when you're trying to apply for a house with certain banks, a lot of banks use the FICO score because it's more of an accurate score, right? Rather than the Vantage score, certain banks use them, but it just varies. This is why you just want to make sure that you do your due diligence and understand, what banks, what bank is going to give you access to different, to either different, the best rates, the best limits, which banks is going to pull from which bureau, right? So this is let me go back to understanding how these banks operate. So we have Chase, Bank of America, and Capital One, right? This is not the correct order, but I'm just giving you an example, right? Okay. So what happens is this. Chase could pull from the Experian credit report, which is totally different from your TransUnion and Equifax report, right? So this is why we have to optimize every report.
And that's because your report from every bank is different. Like my credit with this person, my credit with that person.
Operates with a different reporting system. So they're either going to pull your report from Experian, or they're going to pull your report from, meaning they're going to give you a hard inquiry. So a hard inquiry is when a creditor accesses your credit report, right? So that means that you try to apply for credit, meaning like you try to extend your own credit, and that's what you want to make sure that you have the right credit factor so you don't just get a denial. But we'll get right into it, because a denial, a lot of people get denied, and now they have an inquiry on their credit report, but they don't understand that since they didn't get approved, now what they can do is now remove that inquiry within 24 to 72 hours. But a lot of people, go to dealerships, and that dealership will give you like 20 inquiries, and now you got to wait 2-3 years for that inquiry to fall off.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. So we have methods. Fact. So now we have
Let's
methods.
Go.
So now we have methods where literally, I could, you know what? we could probably do this live on, you know, on an episode coming soon where we could literally call I would literally call the the credit reporting agencies and literally just remove inquiries, you know, live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I've actually seen you do that. I've actually seen you do that. Yo, one time we was at a barbecue for Labor Day, and this man brought his laptop out in the middle of a barbecue. Like, I'm talking about I had a cup of tequila on ice, and this man just literally brought out his laptop and was like, yo, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And literally was like doing this shit. I was impressed.
A lot of people.
That's when I was like, yo, you got to come on the pod.
I'm trying to tell you is that
shit is real.
And you know what's so crazy? It's just a lot of people be looking at me crazy.
Before you go, because I know you was about to say some shit to the people. I know you.
But I just want to have real quick. We only have about 15 minutes left.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is
the key point information that you.
So what I was gonna say is that
I gotta dive into this shit, bro.
No, you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back. You're gonna come back. But what I want to say, hold on. Yo, everybody.
I gotta break it down.
Yo, everybody chill for a second. Everybody chill for a second. So what I want to do is, we recording. Yeah. I want this in there. What I want to do is, so we're gonna end this in about 10 minutes, right? My man right here got a question, but after that question, I want you to say if there's one thing. Matter of fact, answer this first. If there's one thing that you want to say to everybody in the next 2 minutes, what would it be?
All right. So look,
Sapphire Solutions.
So I'm gonna just say this. Look, it took me
Sapphire Solutions.
Yeah. So so this is what I'm gonna do. Since this is.
All right. So let's take a 3-second break.
How your lifeline of credit affects the amount of credit that you can get.
Exactly. So you know, I'll just elaborate a little more. But what I tried to mention earlier, your credit report is a sum of 5 credit factors, right? So if you go to literally any you know, agency that gives you access to your credit reports, you know, they should provide you a section where they explain to you the different factors that add up to your credit report. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a lot of people just think that is a score. I mean, I've come across people that have a 800 score, but then they don't have access to credit, meaning like they still can't go and take out, you know, a car or like, you know, anything. They just don't have access because it's not about the score. You know, anybody can have, if you have no record whatsoever, and I add you as an authorized user to an account that I've had for 10 years with, with perfect credit history, your score is going to jump up. So that's what's called a trade line. Those are things that we use to optimize credit when your credit report is cleaned already. So this is what happens. So the different credit factors is that your payment history has to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? Utilization primarily, I would say I try to keep it under 10%. When you're ready to apply for things, you want to try to keep it under 6%. You know, the lower the better. That just puts you in a position where just pick that's why I say that when you think about this credit stuff, you gotta think about just everything in literal terms. You know, you go into these banks, it's like I'm coming to you right now, like, yo, let me hold $100.
Nah,
you don't know me from a hole in the wall, right?
I don't know
you.
Know,
if you a bank, right? You don't know me from a hole in the wall. So your only choice is to go based off a report. And if I have just one negative payment, it's like
it's a dub.
It's like
it's clear.
You know, I've been late at some point in my life.
If you owed him, you gonna owe me.
Exactly. So that's why you want to have, you know, every credit factor on point in order to maximize your access to your own money, which is, you know, getting access to that high credit limits. So
it's a fact.
So let's just dive into the different credit factors. As I mentioned, it's payment history. All right. So you know what? All right, so let's just end it right here. Right?
We ain't gonna end it right here. We're gonna end it right here. But what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gonna listen.
Let me.
My man right here. He's not a.
Look. Hold on. With this.
Go ahead. Say one last thing to the people.
This is what I want to say. Look.
Say one last. Yo, guys.
Since this is the start to understanding what credit is, and we're gonna go on this credit journey together. What I'm going to do for any person that subscribes to this channel or reaches out in any way is I'm going to send a free attack to any person, totally free, that goes and apply to my Sapphire Solutions company. I'll give you a free consultation. You would just have to pay for your credit reports through our affiliate link on creditdino.com. That'll be a $30 a month charge, which it will give you access to your own credit limits. So what I'm asking you is invest. If you ever wasted money on anything else, now waste $30 on yourself, and now start understanding what your own credit reports look like.
Invest $30.
So that's the first step, as I said. So, once you get access to your reports and you're like, wow, I have negative items on my report. Now you're going to reach out to Sapphire Solutions, right? So now you're going to consult us you're going to provide us with your information. So in order to attack and send disputes effectively, we have to identify you as the person sending those disputes. The way we do that is that you have to provide us with 3 documents, which is a form of ID.
He's gonna keep going if I don't stop him. All right, so look, he basically said, welcome to Death Row, where all your dreams come true. You heard? And the name of this episode is going to be Money Conversations Part 1, because he's going to be back for Part 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do a whole Harry Potter book about money. You heard? Yo, my mans, one more time, tell them where they can find you, your name and all that. And he going to be back. I promise you, he's going to be back. I promise you.
Well, like I said, I'm very open with my clients. My website is sapphiresolutions.com, and everything is already set up for you to, inquire about a consultation. If you, just say, Dyckman, matter of fact, if you shoot me a text, a DM on IG saying Dyckman podcast, I'll give you a free attack. You will only have to
love this nigga.
You will only have to pay for your mailing. That I will give you, the mailing price, which is, is the average depending on how many attacks, I'm able to, how many letters I have to send to the different credit bureaus, depending. That's why everybody's in a different situation.
Yeah, bro. Because I already know when you about to. I know when you about to.
Shout out Sapphire Resolutions.
Yeah, I just want y'all to know I brought this man on this pod because I knew he was going to be great. And fucking the runner of Dyckman podcast loves this man. So we did a good job today.
You're never gonna have money if you don't understand money.
Yeah,
you feel me?
But understand that.
See, you about to go off again.
There's going to be a follow-up to this for sure, because I want to give you guys the details into how to really dive in and understand how to take control of your own credit. One thing I try to do with my clients is that if I'm going to take my time to actually put you in a better position by, optimizing your credit report, I want you to have the knowledge to maintain that credit report and actually understand that credit grows over time, versus the dollar note, it depreciates. So what I mean is that the main benefits about credit is benefits about credit is 2 things. The main benefits about credit is 2 things. I'm going to tell you right now. Debt cannot be taxed, right? Therefore, if you operate on credit, if you operate on debt, you're not paying back money to Uncle Sam. And the second thing is that every 3 months that you pay back your credit utilization, and before the ending of the statement balance, you are showing the bank that you're using their money, paying it back by the end of the month, and they'll give you access to more credit limit. Therefore, it just keeps growing over time. I'm just end it like that.
That was a bar right there.
Yeah. Feel me? Yeah. Yo,
once again, everybody, SapphireSolutions.com.
Like, subscribe, comment, all that. You already know.
At
we
Sapphire
out.
Solutions on Instagram.
Live from the MC.